I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad, I've punched him a few more times.
5 blokes outside my front door, can you come and help
One
me?
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.
Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by The Last. Delighted to be joined for the first time in a while, for myself anyway, by Miss Terri Harper. How are we?
Hello, I'm very good, thank you.
Good. Another fight week and a big fight week for yourself. I know it kind of hasn't started properly yet with the press conference and the weigh-in and whatnot, but we are only 4 days away. I just kind of wanted to start by saying, how does this time, perhaps kind of the camp and mentality-wise, compare to Eva Wallström when you fought for the WBC? Obviously now looking to become a 2-time world champion. How does it compare then to now?
I feel hungrier. I think back then, still young, still very early in my career, a little bit naive to how big of a deal it was to be world champion. But now I've lost the belts and kind of kicked myself for not appreciating the time as world champion as much. So once we got the opportunity to fight for a world title again, this year it was supposed to be a learning year, supposed to get active and get some experience under my belt, but this was an opportunity that we couldn't miss out on, and we grabbed it with both hands, and here we are, fight week, my chance to become 2-time world champion.
Yeah, I don't want to dwell on the past too much, but when you say you were kind of a little bit naive at that stage, I remember when people first started hearing about Terri Harper, it was kind of like we heard about you, you fought a couple of times, and then you got the world title shot. It did all seem very quick. Did it feel quick, as if kind of you clicked your fingers and you've become a bit of a superstar?
Yeah, I feel like thanks to Matchroom and Eddie really getting behind me and pushing me up there, and I feel like my career just skyrocketed, and straight, like, with very little experience I was stuck at the top, and you kind of at the top and everyone's waiting to see you fail. A lot of pressure comes with that. I was still young and still struggling to learn how to cope with these pressures and outside noise and trolls and all that stuff. But I'm 25 now, almost 26, and I really do feel like I've matured mentally, physically as a fighter, like everything. I just feel like I'm an all-round better athlete.
Yeah. And it was all going, well, perfectly until, I know you had the draw with Tash, but the loss to ALICIA, and I don't know, I know that's something you're obviously going to get asked about a lot because it is the blemish on your record. Was it one of them things that at first, I know it wouldn't have been easy to take because it was a defeat, but was it one of them that even when people asked you about it, it kind of still burnt a little bit at the time and then got easier over time, or is it one of them that you're kind of using that still burns now, if you're honest?
Yeah and no. Obviously I'm gutted at what happened. It was in front of my home crowd, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing seeing yourself get knocked out. And obviously there was the big week the other week for the Savannah and Clarissa fight, and just seeing yourself on reels getting knocked out all week, and you're just like, oh, that's it. But do you know what? I look at it now. It's like, I'm Terri 2.0. I don't recognise. Sorry, that's very common. I don't recognise that person who I was then. Like, I'm a completely different person and fighter, and I'm just excited to show everyone what I truly can do, and I feel like I've had time to go away and reflect on that defeat, and yeah, it's kind of a blessing in disguise.
Obviously, it's not like you're jumping into the complete unknown. We know how good of a fighter you are. You're an elite level fighter. But is that kind of the loss in a way, a part of the reason why you took this fight? Because you're jumping up weights. Is it kind of that, look, I've had that setback. Like you said, I'm 2.0 now, and this is a daring to be great. I know it's a cliche, but that sort of daring to be great sort of thing. Is that why you're taking this fight? I suppose a world title fight would have popped up at some point for you.
Do you know what? The fact that I'm fighting for another world title in less than a year, I think it goes to show the backing that I've got from Matchroom and Eddie, the belief I have in myself, and the belief the team around me has in me. I feel like this is the first time and first camp where I've truly gone home from spars and stuff and sat and thought, I am good at this, and I do belong on the big stage and in these big world title fights. And like I said, the opportunity came, and no questions asked. We were just like, yeah, we want that.
And it was a good fight anyway. But we've got I'm going to say bad blood, but we've got kind of a little bit of spice there. And normally on a fight week we have an open workout. You guys, I mean, this will go out afterwards, so we don't know what's going to be said at this point. But you've got kind of a gloves are off style thing as well. So there's a little bit of spice there in this fight as well, which especially for us watching on makes it a bit more interesting. But I suppose you kind of can't get too involved when it comes to the fight in that. But you will both have a fair amount to say to each other in this gloves are off thing, I guess.
Yeah, I know Hannah. There's one thing Hannah is better than me at, and that's probably talking bullshit. But to me, I'm one of them who's quietly confident. I sit back and I'm not wasting no energy this fight week. For me, my head will get fully switched on and fully in fight mode on Saturday. But you know what? Hannah thinks I'm a shy, quiet girl, and I feel like she'll be in for a shock when the gloves are off.
You've got energy to waste now, surely. You've got extra pounds. Surely you could get a bit more animated.
I ran foot lift early and I was saying, if this will have a few camps back, there's no way I would have been able to run.
How have you found that? Because, and again, I just said to you before, I put the camera on, I watched the thing that you done with Matchroom where they kind of switched between the camps, and I suppose a lot of people might think this, you said it in there. It's not just I'm eating more because I'm fighting at heavyweight. There is obviously discipline to it, but it must be so much more comfortable being able to eat more, obviously to a strict nutritionist as well.
I'm human. I like food. I enjoy food, and cutting down to 9 stone 4, it was ridiculous. My body had outgrown that, and I literally was starving my body. Like going into training sessions, and I'm tired before I've even started. Things like your menstrual cycle. 56 days late from a menstrual cycle last time I made Super Feather, and I think that was the big red flag for me, that weight is not healthy, and in the long run it's going to have a detrimental effect on my health, and I feel like the only thing you're left with after this game is your health. So I kind of was selfish and put myself first, and that's when we decided to move up weight. I didn't know that we'd be moving up so many weights, but I just feel like I've rambled on and forgot a question.
Well, no, you are moving up weight, of course. And one thing that I was going to say actually is, do you kind of feel like, from things she said, she's kind of protective in a sense of, not just that I'm the champion, she's protective of, you can't just come up to my weight, and in that sense.
Yeah, I respect her for that. I understand that I'm jumping up so many weight divisions, and the other girls in this weight division also that are building themselves up into the top 10, top 5 and stuff, and wanting these big shots. But do you know what? I feel like I'm comfortable at this weight, and I feel like I can win world titles at this weight. So I've got the best promotion in the world behind me, backing me. I've got a great team backing me. So I'd be daft, like I said, not to take this opportunity.
And you have shared rounds before. I know there's a few little clips out there. She also seems to think that you're kind of living this spar through the fight, and that you're going to walk in and it's going to be the exact same because you you done well in there, gave a good account of yourself. But I know you're going to tell me that's not the case.
Do you know what? That wasn't even a good spar. Really? Do you know? Right, I'll tell you the truth. That weekend, I left my 5-year relationship. That's when I decided I'm leaving my house. I'm leaving everything behind. I moved back to my dad's that weekend, and I went to the gym the Saturday and the Sunday morning, like literally next to no sleep, and I went and did what I did. So that's probably 40% of what I can do. Obviously, I understand that Hannah will start her camp, and she literally just come up for rounds of sparring. We had nothing to prove, just a bit of a move about. So I'm not being daft and I'm not going off that spar, but I'm now 110% version of myself, completely different headspace. My personal life's good, my boxing life's good, and I've just got everything in my favour for Saturday night.
And just one more thing from me. I know, yeah, that did get deep, yeah. No, but it's quite inspiring, actually. One final thing, sorry, from me. Obviously, when you're going up, people will think about whether you can carry the power. Yeah, are you there to... I know you'll take a win either way to become 2-time 2-weight world champion, but are you going in there to look to knock out Hannah Rankin? Because that would be some statement, jumping up to knock out the champion.
Oh, yeah, of course. But do you know what? Like you said, I just need the win. And it's not a case... Me, in this camp, it wasn't a case of me just putting a layer of mass on and getting myself heavy as possible for this weight division. I'm 24 pound heavier, almost 2 stone, and I'm still in shape. It goes to show the dedication I did to cut down to such a low weight, and I feel, well, I know from my results, all my testing results, that I'm still the athlete that I was at such a lower weight. I've not just put a layer of mass on and still performing how I used to. I've improved as an athlete. I'm fitter, I'm stronger. Yeah, that's all I can say. I'm a much better athlete, and I'm fueled, and I feel happy. Yeah, everything.
Brilliant, Terri. Can't wait to see you try to become two-time world champion. Thank you for giving us some of your time, and yeah, pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad. I've punched him a few more
There's 5
times.
blokes outside my front door. Can you come and help
One
me?
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.